Welcome to MacroCode. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. So this is our help desk management system for those who are watching this video for the first time. So this is episode 8 for our series. So as you can see, we have our login screen. So if you click sign in, then this takes us to the dashboard. So on the dashboard, you are able to see the recent tickets that we've just added. So on the navigation menu, we have tickets. You can add a new ticket. So you can see you can provide some details about the ticket. You can provide the status and even the priority, and you can save the ticket. So if you see we have our success message and our tickets has been added, then you can also do comments. You can add comments to the ticket. You provide the comment details. Sorry, and you can also add the select the ticket and you can create it. So the same thing, whenever we are doing this, you are able to see that we have our audit trails. So these audit trails continue to appear as long as you are doing anything within our system. Then you have the system users. So you can actually add or register a new user. Then you can log in. So one thing that I want us to do, I want us to enhance our applications, and that is our help desk management system, and make it a bit more user-friendly, and even make some controls. So when you're adding a new ticket, there are some things that we want to control. For example, like the title. So you can add the title, the description, status, and priority. But what I want us to check is, I also want us to categorize our tickets. So whenever someone's raised a ticket, they can say which category of the ticket it is, and whether it is something that is urgent or even, so that is our priority. But I want us to provide an option whereby we are able to categorize our tickets. So what I want us to do is, I want us to provide, I want us to do another model. So if you go to our application, let's create another model called ticket category. So I want us to say here, so we'll call this category. So we'll say ticket category. So this is ticket category. So this is a class. So add that class. Then within that class, I want us to have, so I'm going to zoom this in so that you're able to see. So you can have our primary key. Then you can have, so public, so you can have the name. So here we can actually do the code, and we can have the name. So we can have the name of the category. So once we have that, we can remember whenever we add a model, we can add it on our application DB context. So I'm going to add it on our application DB context. So I'm going to have it here. So I'll do DB context. So I'll just do here DB context, and I'm going to add this here, and you can do categories. So, but one thing that I want us to do is, there's something I want us to introduce. Whenever we were creating our ticket, we were adding like the created on. So you see this created on, modified by. So let's just create another model. Then we can call that model, we can call it user activity. So you can say user activity. So this user activity, I want us to have these particular properties. So let's just check on our tickets. So you see this, I want us to copy this, then go to our user activity. So this user activity will be having all the created by, user created on. Then you can copy this, and you can also have modified by and modified on. So here you can say modified by. So in case someone modified the application, we need to see the record. We need to see when it was created and when it was modified. So this one you can say modified on. Then here we can say modified. So this is modified by ID. So let's say modified by, and here you can say now this is a foreign key and it is actually modified by. So whenever we have created this, we can now be inheriting this to all our classes. So for example, for today ticket category, we can actually inherit these properties, and we can have that. So then we have added our ticket category here. So our table name will be ticket categories. So we can actually add migration. So I'm going to stop that. So whenever we do that, remember we need to add migrations. So I'll just do migration tools, NuGet package manager. Then down here, I'm going to add migration. So I'll just do add migration. Then I'll say ticket category. So this is our migration name. Press enter. So if everything works well, then our migration file will be generated and we should be good to update our database. So there we go. So for those who are watching this video for the first time and you like the video or the series, comment down below and subscribe to our channel. So this is the migration file. It has successfully created. So this is our table, created ticket categories, then our ID, the code, the name, created by, created on, modified by, ID, and modified on. Then you can just do update database. So you can just do update database. So this will now create our table within our database. So if you press enter, then all these will be generated. So we have our columns here and all the constraints. So there's something that is not going on well. So you can see we have, it is saying introducing foreign key constraint on table category cycles or multiple cascade path. So what I want us to do, go to our, so let me just zoom this in. So go to our application DB context. Then I want us to add something here. So I want us to add this. Then you can do, so let's do here ticket category. So then you can do here modified by. Then you can say as foreign key modified by ID. So do that. Then I also want to have another one here. So I'll do created by ID. Then here I can do created by ID, and that is okay. So I want us to, so you can do remove migration. So this will remove our recent migration. So press enter. So it will undo our migration. So that is how you undo the migration. So it has done that. So the next thing is we can add the migration again. So we can add the migration, add migration category. So we've added this on delete. So this should actually work. So let's just say, so that is okay. So we can also do update database now. So let's just do that and see. So you see that has worked. So it wanted us to actually specify this. So you specify this and this. So you'll have to undo your migration, then update. So after that, we can do, so we've actually updated our database and everything is okay. So the next thing that I want us to do is to scaffold. So I'm going here. Then I want to scaffold. So just new scaffolded item. Then MVC with the entity framework core. Then I'm going to select my model, so which is actually ticket category. So where is it? I'm going to select a ticket category. Then this is the controller. So if we click OK, it will actually generate the code for us. That is the complete CRUD operation for the tickets categories. And you can see it is almost done. It's generating the code. So for those who are watching this video and you're following, please subscribe, like our video, and comment down below. So you can see it has actually completed generating the code. So we have our folder now under views. So if you go to under views, we have a tickets categories. So we have all these. So you can go to our tickets. You can see this is all the fields. So let's just actually add our styles that we have. So I can copy this from our tickets section. Then I'm going to update it at the top here. So we'll do that. Then I can actually close. So let me pin this down. Then I can close this. I'll just do that. I'll also do that. And I can format it. So then here at the top, we can actually add this as a, can have this as a button. We can do class btn primary. So that is our button. You can say add new. You can say add new ticket category. So this is reason ticket. So can remove. We can actually have this add new ticket categories. Sorry, I say category. So after that, this is our, so this is actually our list. So you can say ticket categories. So after that, we can actually navigate and add this to our navigation layout. So what we need to do, we need to go to the views, then shared layout. Then here we can add it to our side navigation menu. So here we are going to add it, let's say down here. So you can say ticket categories. So I'll just paste it here, then I'll say ticket categories. So then here we can point this to the correct controller. So I'll take the controller name just to ensure we have the correct naming. Then I'll have it there. So the next thing is, let's launch the app and see if that is okay. So for those who are watching, subscribe to our channel, comment down below, and you can actually acquire this source code using the link down below. So if you want to have this project, so as you can see, this is our project. I can sign in. So if I click sign in, I'm able to log into my application. Then down here, you can see we have now the tickets categories. So let me just zoom in. You can see I have my tickets categories. So if I click tickets categories, it will give me my list. You can see I have my list. Then if I say add new, it will give me the form to add the code name created by, created on, modified by, and modified on. So there's one thing interesting that we need to check. So remember, we've logged in. So we don't have to select the users and even the dates and even the modified by. So let's just go back to our create form for the tickets. So on our create form, I'm going to remove that. So we are going to remove created by. We are going to remove created on. So the system should automatically log those ones. So we should not be allowing the users to provide those information. Then I'm going to change my form and make it a bit better. So I'm going to have this as div class. So I'll do class, then row. Then let me just zoom it so that we are able to see all together. Then if I do that, I'm going to close it down here. There we go. Then I can also do here, can do this to be call MD6. So I want it to appear in 2 columns. So then I can close this. So I can do that. I'll just close this here. Then I can also copy this, have it down here. Then I can close it as well. So if I do that, then I'll do that. Then after that, there we go. So I'll have my button create by, then I'll have all this. So we can also have these on our, that is on our style, which is on our card view. So I'm going to paste our styles at the top here. So if I do that, then you can say here, add new ticket category. So I'll say category. Then I'm going to close this div. So I'll have 2 of them because I've added 2. So if I format, you'll be able to see that all this is closed. So if I try to close it, you'll be able to see that we have all that closed. So the next thing that we need to do is, when on our controller, for the ticket controller, on our create method, we don't want to pull the users here. So that we can remove that. Then I'm going also to remove the binding, this one. Then after that, I'm also going, so I need to assign some things. So that is the user who is logged in. and we should be able to assign that user ID. So we should be able to detect the person who is logged in and assign the user ID without actually allowing the user to key in or provide that information. So how do we do that? So we need first here, so I'm going to do away with this. We are not getting the information about the users. So I'm going to remove all this information here. Also this line of code. Then I just remain with this. So here, I'll just do here ticket dot created on. So created on should get the date and time of the system. So that is how you can assign that. Then modified on, we should not assign that here because currently we are creating. And remember, I think we made a mistake. Whenever we did user activity, we should have created these as nullables. So the modified by should be nullable. So that is how you do nullable, and even the date of modified on should be nullable. So we have to do that. So we'll have to run migration again. So let's just complete this. So we can do created by ID. So created by ID should actually take the user who is logged in. So how do we get the user who is logged in? So here we can say variable user ID. So to get the user, we just do user. So then we say find first value using claims. Then you can say claim type. So we'll do your claim types. Then you can say name identifier. So if we do that, this will give us the user ID who is actually active. Then we just pass that ID here. So after that, then we should be able to save our application. So we can also do the same thing to our modified on. So let's just do away with this as well. So we should do away with our edit. So on our edit as well, this is the same thing we are going to do. We are going to remove this. Then so I'm going also to remove these lines of codes here because we don't want to allow the users to select the person who is logged in. So I'm also going to remove this. Then on our update here, we are going to have those information added. So here we are going to update now, not the created by, but modified on and now modified by. So someone else can modify the information that you had created. So that's what we are trying to track. So we should always track the person who modified, but the first person to create that record, we can always maintain. So after that, remember we've modified our model, the user activity model, which is we have allowed this one to be optional and this one to be optional. But for the created by, that should not be optional. So what we need to do, we need to run migrations. So we need to run migrations so that these takes effect. So you know how to do that. So you go to tools, you get package manager console. Then I'm going to clear this. Then I can add migration. And you can always, don't have to type after you've typed. You can always use the up and down arrows and it will give you what you had typed before. So I'll just say here modified user activities. So that is my migration name. So if I just add migration, so it will actually rename our tables and make it, that is the columns that we've just added as nullables. So it will make it nullable. So if you check on our migration file, it has altered the column. So it is actually making them nullable. So it has altered the column. So what we need to do is, after that, we need to update the database. So we just do update database. So you can type or you can use the arrow. So if you just use the down and or up arrow, it will give you the command that you had provided. Then you just press enter. So it will update our tables. That is our table with the new columns. So as you can see, all is well. So the next thing is we launch our app and try to, but before that, sorry, I want us to add the success message. So remember, whenever we were adding our tickets, we added the success message. So this one. So we should be able to tell whenever something has been created successfully and even updated. So here, you can always add this and you can say ticket category details updated. Then we can also do something here at the create. So whenever we create, we can also do ticket category details successfully created. So whenever we do that, then our application will always give us our message. So let's just launch our app and see how that goes. So for those who are following this video and you have not subscribed, please subscribe. So we notice 90% of you guys are watching our videos and you've not subscribed. So as you can see, our app is launching. So there we go. So if we go to tickets categories, this is our tickets categories. We don't have any information. So if I click add, you can see the information that I only provide is only these two information. So the information, for example, how we want us to categorize our tickets. For example, if you have, we say it's hardware issue. So you can say hardware, and you can say here hardware. So this is tickets. So hardware tickets. So if I create, so let's just do that. If I create, this should actually create our ticket. You see, it has created and it has assigned the user ID. You see, it has assigned the user ID and it has assigned the date it was added or modified. So I can add another one. I can say software. Then you can say this is software ticket. So if we save, you are able to see that. So let's change this. You see, you cannot tell who is this and some of these information. So you can actually remove these ones because they are not always updated. So let's go to our tickets categories and we can always check. So we can remove the created on or the modified by details. Then here, instead of displaying the created by ID, we can always display the full name of the user who created it. So we'll just do full name and you're able to do that. Then for the edit and delete buttons, we can borrow from some of the areas that we had done. So I am going to copy this so that we go fast. So I'll paste it here. So that is my headers. Then for the delete buttons, I'm going as well to borrow from what we had done. So I'll copy those. Remember, it is just the same thing. So here, if we just paste it here, so you'll see the edit. So if I zoom it, you see the details, passing the ID, details, edit, the edit. So it's kind of the same thing. So if we just relaunch our app, then we should now be able to see the created by, which is full name, and we can see all those forms and even the buttons. So let's just go there and see. So there our app is launching. So you can see this is our app. And now if we go to tickets categories, you'll see now we have our code, the name, the created by and created on, and these are the buttons. So if I add another one, for example, it is ERP. So you can say ERP, or let's just say something like default. So this is a default. You can say this. We have a category like this. So it depends on how you categorize your tickets. So you can say tickets. So if we do that, then we are able to see that. Then another one is we can say marketing. So marketing. Then you can do here marketing tickets. So if we save, there we go. So we can actually change even the namings of these titles here. So to do that, you can do that in our model. So I can just go to our tickets category model and I can actually change. So I can do here, I'll just do here display name, display. So I can say display name, and I can provide the name that I want. So I can say category number. So this is category number. Then I can also say this is category code. I can also have these as category name. And I can do the same for the user activity. So if I go to user activity, I can say here created by. So I'll say created, So I'll say created created by. So that is my naming, and that is how it will appear on the form. Then created on, I can do here created on, and I can also do here modified by, because you are going to be using this information, modified by, and also modified on. So if I just do here modified on. So once we are done with that, so if we just say update, so let me just relaunch so that we see how it looks like. So I'm going to relaunch our app. So if you haven't subscribed and you're watching this video until this time, please consider subscribing, like our video, and also share with your friends so that you help us reach more of your network. So you can see we have our tickets. Then we can now see our information here. So if I click add new, I can now, you can see it is category code and the category name. So I can say here finance. So I can also say finance tickets. So if I add, you can see it is okay, but there's something that we are missing. Remember, we added our messages and it's not appearing. Why? So let's go back to our tickets. So here we said, so here this one should come here. So here that one should come there before the redirect action. So, and also, so we should, I can remove this. So if I just relaunch this now, we should be able to receive the tickets messages. So let's just go back and see. So if we relaunch that, we should now be able to get the notifications, alerts. So if we create a new, I say here, we can say network, and this is network. So you can say network ticket, and if I click, you can see I now have my alert. So you can see the person who is creating is actually the person who is logged in. And at the top here, you can see our email address of the person who is actually logged in. So we've been able to manage our categories. And you can see every time you can actually manage now your categories here. But there is one interesting thing. If you add a ticket, you should be able to tie those tickets. If I say add new, I should be able to tie the ticket categories to my ticket before I raise the ticket. Maybe I say it is a network issue, it is a hardware issue, or a software issue. So that is what we are going to do in our next video. So if you like this video and you want to see what happens next, subscribe and like the video. See you in our next episode. Bye.